Welcome to Naruto episode 13. In this video, we're going to use the comprehensible input technique to teach you new vocabulary at the intermediate B1 level. And I'm going to tell you the story of Naruto episode 13. Let's pick up from where we left off last time, okay? Let's just pick up from where we left off in the previous episode. As they got to the bridge, all the workers of the bridge are lying on the floor, and the mist appears, and Kakashi, Sasuke, Sakura, and the bridge builder, they are being attacked by Zabuza and Haku. Now, Haku has this crazy whirlwind attack. This kind of whirlwind attack where he spins around really quickly, like that. It kind of creates a whirlwind, like we can see in this picture. He just spins like this. It's Sasuke versus Haku. By the way, the man in the mask, his name is Haku. I think I didn't mention that before, but his name's Haku, okay? So it's Sasuke versus Haku now, and they clash weapons, okay? They clash weapons. Sasuke is holding a kunai knife, and Haku is holding one of his metal needles. It's this kind of metal needle weapon. And the two of them clash like that. And you can see here they are sort of fighting each other. But Haku starts doing something very surprising. He starts doing hand signs with just one hand, which is very unusual because usually in Naruto you need to do hand signs, you need two hands to do them. But Haku, he does them with one hand, which takes Sasuke off guard a little bit, because Sasuke has never seen somebody doing hand signs with one hand. You see, because Haku is using one hand to block Sasuke's attack, but he can use his left hand to start doing hand signs. And this takes Sasuke off guard a little bit because he's not expecting this. So he does hand signs with one hand, and then he does a jutsu where lots of needle weapons come from the sky and they come down to attack Sasuke here. We can see the needles are coming down to attack Sasuke. Haku dodges out of the way. He dodges out of the way. He jumps backwards to dodge the needles coming from the sky. But actually, Sasuke is one step ahead. Sasuke is already one step ahead of Haku. And he appears behind Haku. And unexpectedly, he appears behind Haku unexpectedly. They have a bit of a fight, and then Sasuke skillfully uses his fingers. He really skillfully uses his fingers to throw this kunai knife. Because he throws the kunai knife, Haku has to duck out of the way. We can see in this picture Haku is ducking because Sasuke throws this kunai knife, and so Haku needs to duck out of the way, right? He needs to duck out of the way of the kunai knife. But Sasuke again is one step ahead. He's one step ahead of Haku. So Haku ducks, and then Sasuke is ready with a kick straight to the face. So Sasuke kicks Haku right in the face, and this sends Haku flying backwards, right? It sends him flying backwards, the kick to the face. Meanwhile, back at Inari's house, back at the bridge builder Tazuna's house, a couple of goons show up. These two. Just a couple of goons, right? And I call them goons because they are hired by Gato, the evil businessman who we met in a previous episode. They're just a couple of goons, right? Like, they will do whatever Gato pays them to do. They don't really care what it is. They are paid, and they will do whatever they need to do to earn the money from Gato. So a couple of these goons show up at Inari's house, and they break in to the house, right? These two goons break into the house, and they are here to kidnap Tazuna's wife. That's why they're here, to kidnap his wife. Inari comes out of his room, but he's obviously terrified, right? Obviously, Inari is terrified. He has no fighting experience. He can't fight these two goons, right? Inari's mother just tells him, stay there, don't come, don't try anything, just go back to your room, right? Because she's looking out for her son, right? She's looking out for her son's safety. So she says, go back into your room. And Inari can't do anything, right? Inari is helpless. He's helpless. He can't fight. He can't fight these two goons. What can he do? He can just cry. You know, that's who Inari is, you know. He's always scared, and he's a bit of a crybaby, you know. Inari is kind of a crybaby. He just cries all the time, and he's just kind of helpless. Obviously, he's a very young boy, but he can't do anything to protect his mother. But then he thinks back a little bit to what Naruto is like. He thinks of Naruto and how Naruto never cries. Naruto is always determined to fight. Naruto is not scared. He wants to fight. And he also thinks back to the hero, the village hero, the one who was never scared. He was always ready to fight, always determined. The two goons in this picture here, the two goons have Inari's mother. They have her wrists tied. The wrists are tied behind her back. See that with this? The wrists are tied behind her back. But then Inari runs out and Inari confronts them. He confronts these two goons. Now, in a way, this is actually a very stupid thing to do. Because the truth is, Inari doesn't have a chance in hell of winning this fight, right? He has no fighting experience. There's no way that he can beat these two goons. He honestly doesn't have a chance in hell of winning this fight. But actually, so Inari charges up to them. He goes, ah, like that. And he just charges towards them. And the two goons are like, okay. They pull out their swords and they're ready to just slice at Inari, right? They're ready to slice him. They don't care. They're just a couple of stupid goons. They're not very smart, these two goons. They just slice Inari. But Naruto shows up to save him. Suddenly Naruto shows up. And then the two goons start charging towards Naruto with their swords. But Naruto is pretty smart. Naruto uses two shadow clones, two of his shadow clones, to come from behind these two. And he kicks both of them from behind. Here we can see in this picture, he's kicking them from behind, like that. And Naruto beats these two goons. Naruto wins the fight. And in this picture, we can see Naruto and Inari are laughing their heads off. Ha 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 ha, right? They're absolutely laughing their heads off here. Because they're just so happy that they have won this fight. Inari's mother is unconscious, lying on the floor. And the two goons, and the two of Gato's goons here, they are also lying unconscious on the floor as well. Meanwhile, back to the fight, back to the battle on the bridge. Haku uses a special jutsu here. It's called the Ice Mirrors Jutsu. He creates these ice mirrors. You can see one of the ice mirrors here is forming behind Sasuke in this picture. One of the ice mirrors is forming behind Sasuke. And very quickly, Sasuke is surrounded by these ice mirrors. You can see in this picture, Sasuke is surrounded by them. He's surrounded by the ice mirrors. And an image of Haku is in every mirror. See, in this picture, we can see that the mirrors, there's even a mirror above him as well. So Sasuke is surrounded completely by these mirrors, and there's a Haku is in every mirror here. So Sasuke is really struggling to deal with this ice mirror technique. Basically, Haku will throw needles from, you know Haku's needle weapons that he uses. Haku throws these needles from every different direction. And Sasuke, as we can see in this picture, he's covering his head, just trying to, keep the needles away from his head and his face, because he's really struggling to deal with this ice mirrors technique. There is even some blood here. You can see there is some blood dripping down his face here. There's blood dripping down his face, and Sasuke is really struggling to deal with this ice mirrors jutsu. At the very end of the episode, right? At the very end of the episode, a puff of smoke goes up. We can see in this picture, there's a big puff of smoke. And who is it? Who has shown up on the battlefield? Who has shown up on the bridge? It's Naruto. Naruto has arrived. That's the end of the episode, but now let me do a recap of the episode in the past tense very quickly. Here we go. At the beginning of the episode, it was Sasuke versus Haku, and Haku used his whirlwind attack, and they clashed together. Unexpectedly, Haku started doing hand signs with one hand, just with one hand, and he used a jutsu where all these needles came from the sky to attack Sasuke. Haku dodged out of the way, but Sasuke was one step ahead the whole time. And he appeared behind Haku, and he skillfully used his fingers to throw a kunai knife at Haku. Now, Haku ducked out of the way. He ducked, but Sasuke was one step ahead again, and he kicked Haku in the face, which sent him flying back. Meanwhile, the two goons showed up at Inuri's house. They showed up at Inuri's house to kidnap the mother. Inuri's mother told Inuri to stay back, don't come, and Inuri just cried. He was helpless, so he just cried. But Inuri changed his mind. In fact, Inuri had a change of heart, right? Inuri was going to just do nothing and let these two goons kidnap his mother. But he thought back to Naruto, and he thought back to the hero of the village, and he had a change of heart. He had a change of heart and decided to go after the two goons. This was actually quite a stupid decision. But luckily, because Inuri didn't have a chance in hell of winning this fight. But Naruto showed up and saved Inuri, and then he used his two shadow clones to attack the two goons from behind. And then the two of them laughed together. They laughed their heads off together. Meanwhile, back on the battlefield, Haku used his ice mirrors jutsu, and these ice mirrors surrounded Sasuke. And Sasuke was really struggling to deal with this ice mirrors jutsu. But then, who showed up on the battlefield? It was Naruto. Naruto showed up and Naruto arrived on the battlefield. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. If you want more videos like this, go to EnglishSponge.com. On the website, you can find videos from many different teachers. You can choose which level you want. A1 beginner, A2 beginner, B1 intermediate, or B2 upper intermediate. You can choose which accent you want to listen to. American, British, Australian, and also other accents. You can choose which topic you want to listen to. And you can choose which grammar point you want to focus on. The website will track your time, so you can see how many minutes you have listened to comprehensible input today, yesterday, and for the whole month. So go to EnglishSponge.com. The link is in the description of the video.